Alright, hey guys. This is kind of a random, spontaneous video, but I figure it might help somebody out if they ever need to download something. So basically what this video is going to be about, I'm going to try to keep it short, like under 5 minutes, because it really shouldn't take that long. But what this is for is all these pesky login to download things. I know not every site does this, but if you're looking for something to download or need to download something or whatnot, and it's like, oh, you have to log in to download. Like, first of all, no, you don't. You just have to log in for them to hand it to you on a silver platter. You can go and get the crap yourself. So I'm going to teach you how to download stuff yourself, instead of having to log in to download and all that stuff, because look at this.
Game over.
The reason this is on here, by the way, is just because I'm thinking about mixing a song and I could use this in there as additional sound effects, and like, okay, that sounds alright, but the thing is, for them to be able to preview this on the page and for you to listen to it,
Game over.
they have to have the file hosted on the page or have a pointer to the file. Which really, I guess, if you're not that web/technically inclined, it might sound complicated, but it's really not if you know what to look for. What you do is right click. This is on Chrome. So if you're on Firefox, then it should be like inspect element. It'll say inspect element instead of just inspect, and on Internet Explorer it's like inspect something. It should have something to do with inspect or element, or sometimes it's under developer tools depending on which version of Internet Explorer you're running. But anyway, you right click inspect, all this will pop up. This looks very daunting, I know, but the thing that Chrome does, it makes it easier. As you see, I'm mousing over these. It highlights it over here as to what it does. So you keep mousing over, and it uses simple terms like player, controls. That's for the controls. The background, it displays what image it wants to display on there. So that's highlighted still. Then you can go and look through all this. Really, what I just like to do is just mouse over stuff and then click it. This doesn't necessarily pop up under that, but since this was, and you look through all these, you can deduct that this might have something to do. And then this says that it's a WAV file, but the download might be hosted as a WAV file, but MP3 files are all audio files also. So on Chrome, you can right click this and say open link in new tab. In new tab, and this is just because I have a download manager running. Really, it's the same thing. If you were running regular Chrome without this extension, it would pop up here with a player button, and you'd be able to say save page as. Surely you can still do that. Save page as, and there you have it as an MP3 format. You say save, and then you click it.
Game over. Game over. Game over.
And that's just because I have that set on loop, but you don't need to. Well, that's another thing. This actually works on Pandora too, which is really awesome. I can just be listening to Pandora, and it'll say download audio from this page, and it'll have like a list of all of the songs that have been on for that session, and you go through and find which songs you want to download. It's really kind of awesome. It's called Internet Download Manager. But yeah, that's how you do it. It probably seems simple to me because I've been doing this a few years. But if you go through and look for something that says .mp3 or which is media player version 3 file, or a WAV file, which is what Windows uses, then you'll know that you don't have to log in to download this stuff. You don't have to spam yourself with all of their whatever kind of newsletters they want to send you or happen to want to send you to sign up for stuff. This doesn't apply to everything. This applies to a great deal of things. But this is basically if they host it on here and they don't feel like masking the reference. Like this one, the reference isn't masked at all. It's in here in the metadata. You just go here, right click, go to it, and save as. But some sites will have it where it's not listed here. They've either masked it or redirected it through some domain filter. Okay, so I'm getting kind of off subject, but just keep in mind this applies to a lot of things. I've been able to do a lot of things like this, but it doesn't apply to everything like that. So actually we have, where is it? Do we want to sum that up? Can't get it to do it right now conveniently, but this also works for like if you get those pesky screen over ads. They're like, oh, you have to do this to view this web page. It's like, if you can see the web page behind it and it's not just a static picture, you can go through and disable the pop-up window and the black screen behind it, or the light dimmer screen behind it that makes it all dark. But I can't find an example for that, and iHeart isn't doing that, because normally when you're on iHeart and you try to thumb up or down something, maybe I have to actually do so, yeah, hold on. Okay, that should have muted the system volume so you can hear me now. This also should work where this one has a white screen, but most of them have a black screen. Then you go through and just kind of mouse over everything. I think you can actually take this entire thing out if you just delete element, and then you have the page back. That's basic. And if you look on the source code, iHeartRadio has a unicorn and an iHeart symbol, and it's kind of funny. We're hiring JavaScript ninjas. Yeah. Nobody knows this is here unless you look at the source code. It's funny. Their developers seem to be pretty smart like that. But yeah, that's how you get. Sorry, it's still playing through my headset. Even if it's not being picked up by the system audio, so like kind of distracting. But yeah, if you ever come across a site and it's like, oh, you have to join our newsletter, or you have to pay us money, and like most of the time you don't really. All you have to do is go through and mouse over, and it does take some experiments sometimes. But if you need to just refresh the page, it'll come back up as it was, because what all that inspect element does is it lets you modify the web page on your browser. Like if you were to right click inspect and delete this doesn't delete it off the site, of course. I mean, that would be insane. Anybody could do anything they wanted. That's not how it works. It just deletes it off your page. So if you want to come up here and delete this, it's not there anymore for now. You refresh it, it all comes back up. So that's how you download stuff once you log in to download. Most of the time, like I said, there is that filter that they can use or whatnot, but go through and find all the highlighted stuff on there. And once it mouses over something or you see something that has the file extension that you're looking for, then you go through and right click that. And once you get to a web page that wants you to subscribe or pay money or etc., then you can just right click and then go through and you can delete that off the page and then still scroll through the page. So I hope this was helpful. I think it ran a little bit longer than I intended. Yeah, that's like 11 minutes. That's okay. I did one more thing that I intended also, so that's called being productive, I suppose. Naomi had to have a minute and a half to. So anyway, I'll see you guys later.